Hi, I'm Jo Martin, the founder of One of Many, and today I wanted to have a little chat with you about what type of woman is the easiest to coach. Is there such a thing? Well, I think it starts by having a look at their leadership style. Now, we've developed a great profiling tool here at One of Many where we can identify the unique leadership style of an individual. And there are 5 different power types, we call these. When you understand the power type, the primary, secondary, and least expressed, we call them power types, of a woman that you're working with, it gives you all sorts of brilliant insights in how to bring the best out of them and where to get support for them. Let me give you a tiny little taster today so you understand them. So the 5 women's power types I want to share with you are the warrioress, the lover, the mother, the queen, and the sorceress. Let's start with the warrioress first of all. The warrioress is, regardless of her age, youthful at heart. She's a very independent worker and she defends against injustice. So as a coach, if you want to motivate someone who is a warrioress, you need to appeal to that part of her that fights for justice. Look at what the issues are in her life and activate that part of her that really wants to defend others, defend herself, defend her own boundaries, that responds to that call to, making a stand. Be careful. The downside of the warrioress is with so much activity, inner charge, she can lead to burnout. So watch that in your primary warrioress. Let's talk next about the lover. Now, yes, someone with a strong lover power type is a very sensual creature, in touch with her sexuality, with all of the finer things in life. And you might think there's no place for that in the corporate world. But lover leadership is extraordinary. Lover leadership is charismatic. She leads through invitation. I'm not talking about flirting your way to the top. It is not that. But a woman who is very cherishing of her own body and her own self has an inner fire which other people find irresistible, and they really want to be of service to someone with that type of leadership. So if you're coaching someone with a high lover power type, help her to consciously employ this charismatic magnetism which she has innately, and make sure she spends the time she needs to nourish her body with self-care and time for herself. Those things are her power pack that keep her going. Watch out for the downside of lover though. If that woman leaves an organization, her whole team will follow her. Creating self-sustaining teams behind is not one of the lover's greatest strengths, so watch out for that. The third power type I wanted to introduce you to briefly today from a leadership perspective is mother. Now, most of us appreciate the mother power type. She's that nurturing, caring, unconditional love. And women who have a strong mother power type make for great leaders leading from beside. You see them as coaches, as confidants, deeply encouraging and supportive of the people on their team. So if you're looking to motivate someone who's in mother power type, show them the impact that it's going to have on the people in her team, on her family, those people she cares about. That's what really gets under her skin. She might not do it for herself. She's a very self-sacrificing woman, but she will do it for the people she cares about. The downside of mother is martyr. Sometimes people with a lot of mother can turn into the martyr, sacrificing her own needs for everybody else, again, which leads to burnout. So watch out for that. The fourth power type is perhaps the most easily understood in terms of leadership, and that is the queen. That regal, visionary, dignified power type. And women with a primary power type of queen are very comfortable in leadership positions. They're very happy to delegate and set boundaries. And so to motivate a queen, get her connected into the vision that she has for her realm. Now, she won't call it her realm, but the vision she has for her workplace, the vision she has for her company, the vision she has for her family, that is going to speak to the queen. Downside of queen to watch out for is burnout in her team members. Her team members, in pursuit of this vision, just as knights of old would lay down their lives for their queen, in the modern day, that looks like burning the midnight oil until all hours of the day and night in sacrifice to the vision that the queen has. we see burnout in teams led purely from Queen. The final one to have a look at is Sorceress. Now, don't be thrown by the name. Sorceress is the part of us that connects to Source, no matter what we call it. Now, you might call that God, Goddess, Allah, you might call it Sarasvati, you might call it quantum physics or Mother Nature. It doesn't matter, but that thing that is bigger than us. Sorceress leadership is incredibly powerful because she is the master of her chosen technologies. We all know someone who is so good at what they do, they make it look like magic. That's sorceress at work. And therefore, if you want to motivate the sorceress, appeal to that part of her that has great faith and wisdom. Show her how to use her wisdom for good and remind her of how supported she is by the universe or God or whatever it is that she calls it. Watch out for the downside of sorceress, and that can be sometimes being away with the fairies, being so much in the working of energies or into the wisdom and the curious knowledge that we lose our sense of groundedness and connection with things on a practical plane. So there you go. They're the 5 women's power types, a tiny smattering of how they show up in leadership. Have a look at them in the teams you work with or the clients that you have and see what you discover. And I'm sure you can see from each of these that every woman is easy to coach when you understand what it is that drives her, motivates her, and makes her unique. If this has been useful for you, please do like the video and share with someone you care about. And let me know in the comments below, which of these power types do you feel resonant with? Or have you got clients that you can see fall into one of these categories? Share with me and let me know what you've discovered.